43% of cyber attacks are aimed at businesses, but only 14% are prepared to defend themselves, according to Accenture 2020 report. Now, just imagine Amazon was targeted with a denial of service attack earlier this year. The company was down a little over an hour, but the total losses were somewhere around $75 million. Now, in this age of digitalization, if you're a business owner, you should be concerned. And that's why a management consultancy company, Novari, is organizing an executive insight conference on the business value of cybersecurity. I'm joined by CK Bruce, who is the chief executive of Novari. Great to have you tonight on our program. I cited the example of Amazon, and that may seem far away, but tell me how much of a threat cyber attacks are to Ghanaian businesses, especially during this time when the country is pushing the digitalization agenda.
I mean, it's massive. There's a massive threat to organizations all over the world, and Ghana is not excluded. Okay, a lot of Ghanaian companies have had ransomware attacks, but it hasn't been put into the public domain. But yes, there are a myriad of various cyber attacks which are hitting Ghanaian companies.
What's the nature of the attacks?
Ransomware seems to be very much on the rise. Okay, I mean, hitherto malware, or what most people will say viruses, there wasn't a revenue generation mechanism linked to it. Okay, so previously you can be infected by a virus, well, nothing. You would just buy antivirus or get rid of it. But now with ransomware, they will lock up your data, lock it up, and then you need to pay a ransom for the encryption key or the key to decrypt your data. So it has become quite lucrative, very lucrative. And I'm sure you would appreciate that criminals, anything that is lucrative, anything that is easy, because the fact that it's over the internet gives them some good level of anonymity. So they are able to perpetrate this very unscrupulous act. Okay, so it is growing. It is hitting us, and there's no doubt that if companies do not do the right things, they will be hit.
And what surprises me about the Accenture report I just told our audience about is that only 14% of businesses are prepared to defend themselves against such attacks. Why is that so? A lack of sensitization, or they just don't care?
It's funny, okay? And it seems as if organizations are waiting for regulation to push them to do it. I'm sure maybe you've, in the past of some of your programs, you've spoken about the Bank of Ghana directive, which was promulgated in 2018 for the banking industry. Okay.
Yeah.
So companies seem to wait for regulation, and that is the whole essence of this event, to try and drive home that there is some business value in doing this. So you don't need to wait for regulation. You need to put your house in order now. Okay, you need to be proactive and realize the risks, and realize the risks to your business, and start putting in the right processes, putting in the right controls to ensure that any ransomware attack, any cyber attack will not be catastrophic to your organization.
Okay, so let's talk a bit more about the Executive Insight Conference, for which reason we are having this conversation. What more should we be looking forward to?
Well, the whole essence of this event is that we want to talk to the business executives, not to the technical people, okay? It seems that, to most people, that cybersecurity is a technical problem. So with a technical problem, then you need a technical solution, okay? Once you have that thought process, then you are way off, Okay, I mean, let me put this into perspective. You can spend $100,000 on a firewall, which is solid, which does everything. But remember that there's a human being who administrates that firewall. So if I am going to try and penetrate your organization, I'm not going to target the firewall. I will target the person who is managing the firewall, and that will give me very, very easy access if the person is not well conditioned, if the person doesn't have the right controls, the right processes around him, the right environment for the person to be able to do the administration properly. And that is where the vast majority of the problem is. Companies are looking at cybersecurity as a technical problem. It is not. It is a management problem.
All right. And so who is going to be speaking at the event?
Well, we have some powerful speakers. We have Mr. Ebo Richardson. Ebo Richardson has a lot of experience in, IT, cybersecurity, general management. He's from APSA. He's the chief enabling officer from APSA. We also have now Adoko Kujo. She's a risk practitioner, a risk professional, masses of experience. And then we have Mr. Carl Saki. Carl Saki too is very experienced in information security, cybersecurity, and risk and governance. So together, I think they have over 100 years of experience, which they're bringing to bear to be able to articulate the business side of all that we are talking about. We need to stop articulating the technical side. I mean, always it is seen as a technical problem, okay? We all know that IT is a support to business. We need to talk about the business side of it, the real business value of all that, of all cybersecurity and everything else.
All right, so this conference is taking place on Friday, the 20th of August at the Labadi Beach Hotel.
Exactly.
You tell me that it's targeted at businesses. Can they attend for free? How can they be a part of it?
Well, there is some small cost to it because, the venue, the other logistics around it, and the fact that we want these top executives to feel comfortable and to feel, well within the right kind of environment, which is aimed at top executives. So yes, there is some cost to it, but I think when they talk to the sales people for the event, very good deals can be secured.
And it's beneficial for their businesses as well. Just final one, what are your expectations at the end of the day? What kind of impact are you hoping to make? Well,
the main impact that I think that we should be able to gain is that top executives, CEOs, general managers, board directors will come to understand that the fact that, look, they need to be involved. They need to be able to ask the right questions of the organization. They need to be able to check that the right processes, the right activities are being put in place, the right organizational culture is being created to be able to have the right set of behaviors coming in. So it's just for them to have a better understanding and not push it aside, saying that this is a technology problem, let the technologists deal with it.
CK Bruce, Chief Executive of Novari, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you so much indeed for having me. Thank you so much.
On the 20th of August, thank you so much.